I'm Margaret, I'm a virtual organizer. When I say that to people, I typically hear, that's really cool. What does that mean? What is a virtual organizer? So glad you asked. A virtual organizer is an organizer. I do exactly what other organizers do in that I help people declutter, I help people get things to flow better in their homes, to look better in their homes, to feel better, and it's all of that, but it's a little bit more. It means that I work with people virtually over Zoom. That means I don't have any limits to the folks that I can work with. They don't have to live within a certain mile range of me. I can work all over the United States. It also means that I primarily do 4 different things. And if you check out my bio, you'll see those 4 things listed. I am first and foremost a strategist. I'm going to start working with you by listening to you, talking through things with you, asking you some diagnostic questions to figure out what's not working for you. What are your goals? When do you want to accomplish them by? What's held you back in the past? What has worked for you? I go away then and develop a very detailed written strategy that becomes our roadmap to work together. It's really important to have that because that tells you where we're going together, but it's also something that you can refer back to keep your place from going back to what it was. I am also what I call a Sherpa. That is, a Sherpa, as you probably know, is somebody that guides people up into the very highest mountains and keeps them safe and brings them back alive. I'm going to do that for you too. I am going to help you get through the things that have always held you back. The really sticky places, the narrow places, the hard places, the places where you're out of breath and want to quit. I'm going to keep you going. Teacher, and I sort of alluded to that a little bit ago, I am going to teach you how to keep your home organized. Or, let's be real, life is going to happen and whatever we do together, it's going to try to undo itself. Always, always, that's what happens. But now you're going to have the tools and the techniques and the knowledge and that roadmap that I mentioned to get yourself back to where it should be. By the way, if you're following what we do together and you're learning, and I know you will, it's never going to be as bad as it was. You're going to catch it early. You're going to take care of it. And then I have one other role that I think is probably my favorite because I think I was born to be a teacher and I think I was born to be a cheerleader, even though I never really did that at high school or anything. But I love cheering people on. I love seeing and recognizing you for the things that you're already doing right. Because guess what? There are things that you're already doing right. But I also love cheering for you as you get over those hurdles, as you figure things out, as you achieve success. I want to be your cheerleader. So that's what I do. How does it work? Well, we start off with that initial call. I call it the discovery session, where I'm listening to you and getting all that information to write your strategic report. Then we set up a schedule, and most of the time we have a meeting and then schedule the next meeting. I want to leave you enough time between our meeting times that you can actually get things done with enough pressure to get it done, but not so much pressure that you're out of breath. Then at each session, which are typically 45 to 60 minutes, we're going to go over what you've done well, how did you do with your homework, what do we go on to next, and talk about all the tips and techniques that you need for what you're going to be facing. One of the things that we do along the way is I have discovered that sometimes having a certain number of meetings, that when you buy a package, you get a certain number of meetings, that works really well for people. Sometimes those meetings can be a little bit long, and so I cut in half the time that we meet together, but I double the number of sessions because that works better for you. So I can do it however it works best for you, which a lot of times we discover along the way. So no problem. Now, if that's what I'm doing, what are you doing? Well, what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, I want to know more about what Margaret's talking about. What do I do? Well, you can do a couple things. Go to my website, unjumbledhome.com. There's a tab there, and I think you can also see it in the bio, but there's a tab there called Packages. It will tell you how I've packaged my work with you. I do it by the number of sessions that we have. You might need a little bit of help. You might need a lot of help. You might need something in the middle. But here's the really fun thing. What if you don't know what you need? You've never done this before. You're not a professional organizer. There is a tab that will help you build your own package or lead you to which of my packages that I'm offering. There is no obligation. Nobody's going to call you and hound you. Go and play with that tool. It's really kind of cool because it's going to ask you, do you need help getting the people in your home organized? Like maybe working with kids, working with a spouse. Do you need just help working in certain rooms? Do you need help with both of those things? And it's going to come back and suggest which of my packages best fits that. You don't have to buy that package. And like I said, nobody's going to call you and hound you or anything. Just play with it. There's also one of my packages is called the 20/20 package. For $20, we can spend 20 minutes on the phone, and it can be more than that, I don't care. Just to talk more about your particular situation. We won't get as far as working out your strategy, but we'll do a lot of the things to figure out if it's a good fit for you and how it's a good fit for you. If you decide to buy a package, that $20 comes right off the top of your package, so no big deal there. The other thing that you can do is sign up for my newsletter. I always encourage people to do that. Why? Well, because you're going to get a weekly newsletter that has extra tips that you don't necessarily see on social media, and there's always a savings. I take one package each month and put some savings on it. That only goes to people that subscribe to my newsletter, so you definitely want to do that. And then, you know what, if you're just ready because you've done these other things, or you just know right now you are ready to get started and you don't want to wait a minute longer, you can buy one of my packages. So I am here to help. I've done it so many times over the last 20 years. I would love to help you. I hope I answered your questions about what a virtual organizer is. If I didn't, drop it in the comments. I'll get back to you.